Now, from Texoma's most watched news, KXII 12 News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to KXII 12 News at 10. I'm Jeff Eliasoff.
And I'm Caroline Fletcher. It was a packed house in Whitesboro tonight as the City Council discussed a 51% tax increase.
Things indeed got heated. Grayson Savage was there. Gracie, what did the council decide tonight?
The council invited the public to discuss the proposed tax hike, and the people listened. It was standing room only tonight, but after hearing everyone's voices, council decided to table this vote for another day.
The fact that they listen to us is one thing, but it doesn't mean that they're going to follow what we asked for.
A proposed property tax rate increase was the main topic at a Whitesboro City Council meeting on Tuesday night. Neighbors packed the City Hall to tell council members what they thought about the possible 51% increase.
Don't tax people out of their dreams. This is a great small community. It needs to stay that way.
Small business owners worried they wouldn't stay afloat, and families worried they won't be able to afford food.
This is obviously an important topic for everybody in this room. This room is full of people. I think y'all need to consider that.
Representative Shelley Luther even came out.
Now, the taxes being based on your house is what Texas's biggest problem is right now. What I'm begging you to do is not do an overnight thing of 51%. Please.
Luther presented the council with Senate Bill 1851, stating cities can't adopt a tax rate above the no new revenue rate. The city claims it's the first they've heard of it.
I don't know where we're going to end up with the Senate bill that was brought to our attention tonight.
Many neighbors saying the reason they came to Whitesboro was to escape high taxes in bigger cities.
I think it's too much. I think there are things in the budget that can come off of there, or it needs to be explained better.
After everyone had their say, council decided to table the vote.
Look at it, it's a step. We'll go through those steps. I still believe we're doing the right things, and we'll continue to do that, regardless of the circumstances.
City Council says it will look into the Senate bill and listen to the people as they make a decision. We'll keep following this story until they do. Live in studio, Grayson Savage, KXII 12.
Thank you, Gracie. School bonds were on the ballot today for two Texoma districts. Packed house tonight at Whitesboro City Council meeting as council members finally made a decision on a proposed tax increase.
KXII 12's Grayson Savage has been following this story all month long and joins us once again live in studio tonight. Gracie, what did the council decide?
Jeff and Caroline, Whitesboro City Council voted unanimously to adopt that 51% tax rate increase tonight. But the people who live in Whitesboro tell me they are not happy about it.
That was really hard to see. It really was. It was emotional.
Monday night, Whitesboro City Council held their third and final meeting discussing the proposed 51% property tax increase. After hearing concerns from taxpayers and learning about Senate Bill 1851, Council decided it would raise the city's property tax rate. Neighbors from all over Whitesboro packed City Hall to hear a decision that was not what they'd hoped for.
The fact that they're not listening to us as the people, and the fact that I've known most of them since I was a baby, and they still went against our city's wishes, it really hurt. It hit.
Stephen Gardner says he feels like his elected officials aren't listening to him.
I feel that if I was up there, I would definitely listen to people more, and I would meet them in person.
Gardner says he'll need to redo his own budget to afford the steep tax increase.
It's just going to be, slowing down on some of the fun things that we do, just to where we can put a little bit more in the bank at the end of the year to pay the taxes.
City Manager Phil Harris says the city needs the money to keep up with its growing needs, and he's glad City Council made a tough decision despite public outcry.
Whitesboro really needed their leadership, and I'm grateful that they're a part of it.
He's expecting Whitesboro's population to boom and bigger businesses to come in.
And I think we're going to see more here, and I want us to be prepared for that.
Now, City Council tells me this property tax hike will constitute around an annual $500 increase for the average homeowner in Whitesboro. Live in studio, Grayson Savage. Now back to you, Jeff and Caroline.
Today, two Grayson County cities received a letter from Attorney General Ken Paxton demanding they press pause on recent property tax rate increases. KXII 12's Grayson Savage reports.
Just a few days after Whitesboro City Council unanimously approved a 51% tax rate increase, they received this letter stating Representative Shelley Luther had filed a complaint against Whitesboro. She's been at every meeting presenting the council with Senate Bill 1851, which states the city can't raise their tax rates above the no new revenue rate without an audit done in time. But city officials disagree.
I believe we're in compliance. We got our audit done June the 30th, but we were in compliance with the law when the law came in effect.
But according to the letter from the AG, the city filed the audit 2 months too late. Now, Whitesboro City Council wasn't the only one to receive this letter from Attorney General Ken Paxton early Thursday. Tom Bean City Hall was the other municipality that received that letter. After I reached out to Tom Bean, the city stated, quote, "We have received this letter from the Attorney General. At this time, we are in the process of reviewing it carefully. It would be premature and unfair to make further comments until we have had the opportunity to fully evaluate the matter." The letter to Tom Bean accuses the city of being 4 years out of compliance for not filing a tax audit since 2020. Both cities are trying to raise their tax rates above the current rate, but those plans are both put on pause while Paxton investigates.
I felt like we needed more clarity, and not just us, other cities needed more clarity about the law, and I would feel, while as confident as I am, that we are positioned appropriately. It's always nice to have just the finality of the Attorney General's opinion.
The law states it's up to Paxton to make a decision. Until then, both cities have to make adjustments to operate. In Grayson County, Gracie Savage, KXII 12.
For you. It's been 2 months since Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton launched an investigation into 2 Texoma cities considering property tax hike. Well, now he says he's taking that investigation statewide.
But KXII 12's Austin Hedgecock spoke with Whitesboro city officials who say they're still in the dark about what they're supposed to do now.
In September, Whitesboro increased property taxes to 58 cents, up from 38. City Administrator Phil Harris says the move helps pay for upgrades to emergency dispatch, fire services, and roads. But after the rate passed, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton told the city they raised the rates illegally, according to Senate Bill 1851.
It was a little confusing. I initially just read it and I said, that doesn't apply to us.
The new law says the city can't raise taxes unless their annual audit is complete by March 29th. Whitesboro completed their audit in June, which is after the deadline for SB 1851. But SB 1851 didn't go into effect until September, so Harris says it shouldn't impact audits from the past year.
We don't believe we violated the law.
On Tuesday, Paxton announced that he's expanding his investigation to more than 1,000 cities in the state of Texas. Meanwhile, Harris says he's still in a state of confusion.
We've heard nothing. We have asked for if there's anything else we need to provide, is there any news coming out, and we've not received anything. I don't know that we'll ever see a response.
Harris is worried by the time all the data Paxton is asking for gets to the state, it'll already be the next tax year.
That is just wasting time, people's time.
While in limbo, Harris said Whitesboro will be setting aside all funds from the tax increase until Paxton or lawmakers provide some clarity.
We'll report on that every month. It's in a separate account. We'll have it down to the penny.
KXII will continue to follow the story wherever it leads. In Whitesboro, Austin Hedgecock, KXII 12.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton says Whitesboro is not obeying state tax law.
But city officials disagree. KXII 12's Gracie Savage has tonight's update.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton says Whitesboro violated the law with its recent tax increase. Representative Shelley Luther posted the letter Paxton sent to the city on Facebook. It addresses the city's alleged non-compliance with Senate Bill 1851.
And Attorney General Ken Paxton has come back and said that it was unlawful that Whitesboro raised their property taxes.
In September, Whitesboro passed a proposition to raise their property taxes by 51%. But Representative Luther brought up Senate Bill 1851, which states cities can't increase taxes without an audit. Whitesboro's deadline was in March, but the city didn't submit an audit until June.
How do you even know you need to raise property taxes if you don't have your records in order?
The city argues it was in compliance considering the audit was done by September 1st. That's when Senate Bill 1851 took effect. But this letter states Paxton disagrees. Whitesboro City Administrator Phil Harris says the city received the letter back in December.
But we have determined that, in our opinion, that those emails and attached documents were not authentic nor from the Attorney General.
The city was emailed this letter by 2 different people. When City Council looked closer, council members say they found some errors.
The seals were different, the legibility of it on some of the attachments, the logos used to sign off on the email are different.
The city of Whitesboro reached out to Paxton's office. They won't be making any changes until they hear back. We'll keep following this important story. In Whitesboro, Gracie Savage, KXII 12.
The city of Whitesboro now says that a letter sent by Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton's office is indeed authentic. The letter alerting the city that they were in violation of a law concerning a tax rate hike was sent to them last month. City leaders say several errors in the letter, including illegible attachments, made them question its authenticity. Well, the city didn't want to make any changes to their tax code without confirmation and immediately reached out to the AG. They didn't hear back until now. Paxton's letter states the city is subject to penalties because of violations related to its 51% tax hike.